Okay, so some test footage here of AdventureQuest 3D. This was kind of a choppy mess when I tried it on the old computer, which is why I don't have any footage of it on the old computer. But here we are, walking through the Werewolf Coliseum, because I just finished this leg of the Darkovia storyline. Very early on a Tuesday morning, heading into work here in a little over 2 hours. But couldn't sleep any longer because the holiday break left me with a woeful case of proper rest. So we're going to head into town here real quick. Actually planning on trying this out on stream with Wifey later today. But figured I'd go ahead and give this a stress test. This is going to be about as stressful as it gets because this is Battle on Town, the main route town. And can see all those little blue flames are people just kind of loading in. I've got a thing that I've got to do in Darkovia, but first let's go to let's load in a couple of the areas around here. First place I want to go is Yolgarzen. You will notice, if you've played AdventureQuest or AQ Worlds before, this is a very different town of Babylon. It's a full-on city with proper districts and everything now. Here's the town. Hey, we've got a Guardian Gift Thulu here. So let's get in on this battle action a bit. Nothing like walking into a bar and a proper fight breaking out. Not sure how hard this thing hits, but it's certainly punching high, so I'm just gonna sit here, play support. See that red aura on the ground for the area of effect, making sure to get the heck out of the way there. I've been out of this game quite a while. I will more than happily just allow the people more accustomed to this to tank for me. You can see me just hanging out there in the group. Of course, this is far from, you know, the game I'm most comfortable capturing. It is one I felt like I wanted to get some footage in on. I've been in on this for a few years, I would say. I got in, I think, right around the time they were transitioning from the tech demo to alpha. I couldn't tell you an exact time, but I could tell you I was playing before classes, where everybody just sort of had a general skills mock-up. It wasn't the earliest I've seen footage. I've seen footage from when literally your character assets were just randomly loaded in. My favorite spot in the inn is actually this little table up here. This used to be my logout spot. Just sit up here. I'll rotate the camera first. I guess there's not much you could do there. Well, I guess if you drag the mouse, you could rotate the camera without moving. There you can see my character. Wearing my cool Kickstarter backer swag. That is the Kickstarter Warrior. By far and away my favorite of them. Want to say I forged the sword and shield at Cicero's Forge. This is mostly cosmetic stuff, but I know the stuff I have on is badly outdated. A lot of Fallen Guardian accoutrement. That's where I got the shoulder and the hood. That was a concept art that I absolutely loved back when they posted that. Nice. Wreath of Khan. I love the corny puns and the little things like that. Also love these little daily quests. I did kill a boss enemy near my level. I will happily take that little daily passive. So that's the end. Now it says I have to travel to Darkhurst, which I could do just via the menu, or I could use this fancy portal. Let's go ahead and use the fancy portal, huh? So we're looking for Darkovia. It says it's level 18 to 30. And Darkhurst Town. And so far, aside from having to set things up in an atypical fashion for myself, I'm actually rather pleased with how this is going. Gotta remember to leave the cursor here because half the time I'm too lazy, and when it gets to a cutscene, I'll just use my controller. I do have my controller mapped out for this game. Also love the little comic book-esque cutscene. Not for everyone, but certainly for me. Got lots of news. Yep. I remember the Darkovia story when they were first releasing it. Wifey and I were playing pretty heavily there. Run into Mayor Granamore, which I actually enjoyed because Granamore was the town I spent a lot of time hovering around when I first started playing AdventureQuest Classic. So there you go, the mayor's kids become the Werewolf King and Queen of Vampires, respectively. That is a lot of news. Somehow feel like that deal's gonna go awry. Also love these Shadow Slayers for our unusual guests. Oh boy, more quests. Okay, so I do have more Darkovia things to do. Again, not surprising because I haven't played in quite a while. Kind of fun that I went from Battle to Darkhurst, though, as those are the two towns with inns that I know of. Proper inns, at least. Hey, look at that. Got some PvP going on here, a bit of a duel going on. Got Boog's Tavern. And stupid chat things. I really wish they wouldn't have made the chat bubbles publicly viewable. It just doesn't seem like a practical idea in the modern day. Just too much dumb stuff is said over chat. Of course, these guys aren't going to pose much of a threat. One, they're constantly fighting each other, and two, they're like half my level. So we'll knock out 10 of those real quick. Don't really have a preference as to which I attack first, vampire or werewolf. Just trying to get the match sets and make sure I get a hit on both, because there's not much of a point in fighting one at a time here. If I can get the marks for both, might as well. Goal is to stop the fighting in the street. And of course they're dropping things. Tarnished daggers, fangs. Fangs are used to sort of craft things here. But I'm not terribly worried about those. honestly, I'm not terribly worried about the damage either. I remember when I was playing this on my old computer, I had to set up a little different. This was kind of an auto map through Steam. Not really upset with it, but it did move a couple things around. See, I'm running the Guardian class, which I'm sure in a video that I'm not just making to test out footage, will mean a bit more as I would get into detail with it. But I'm running the Guardian class and the Paladin Cross class skill because more passive heals the better, right? Get the heck out of here and just leave that werewolf staring at dead space until the vampire respawns. Things like that tickle me, no lie. Take out a huge chunk of the old vampire knight and finish him off with a holy bolt. Pretty darn close, actually. 9 out of 10. See, we're following a Candy Striper there. By name more than anything. And, they have a bit of an aura going. Are they a paladin? Tough to tell. They're moving too much to click. There we go. Yep, paladin. Help him out there. Turn my quest in. Now we have to talk to Lucretia, but I think that's where I'm going to end the test, because it turned out rather well, and I guess well enough that I'll use this for a random upload. So thank you guys for checking this out, and I don't know, I guess we'll probably do more of this in the future.